Good morning, everyone. Dheya welcomes you all to this mega career guidance conclave, and you're now attending the Career in Education session presented by Seema Mitra. First, let me introduce myself. I am Vidulak Shirsagar and have been in IT training industry for 22 years. I'm a career coach and a graphologist, and along with career selection, I counsel students and adults for their emotional well-being. And today's presenter for career in education is Seema Mitra. Seema Mitra is an accomplished career mentor and corporate relations professional with 21 plus years of global experience. She is a manager of corporate relations in one of the renowned colleges of Dubai. She started her career as a teacher and then worked in corporate for few years in HR training, after which she shifted to the career services department of colleges, taking care of placements of students in different corporates. So let's start off. Seema, over to you. And
Thank you, Priscilla.
we have quite a few students who joined in, and I think few of them would be on Facebook Live as well. So any queries we will take up later. You can start your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Vidula, for a nice introduction. And good morning, everyone. Okay, so now today, I hope I'm addressing the students as well as the parents of the students. Now, today I'll be talking on careers in education sector. See, I would like to have some questions from your end also whenever I'll be interacting. I'll try to keep as much interactive as possible, but sometimes because of time constraint, we may not extend it further. So, how many of you would like to get into education sector after completing your education? Okay, I can ask you the question in other form. Is education sector, do you feel, is it interesting or it is boring to work in? You can write, yes, boring or interesting. Okay, I'm not getting any response, of course. Anyway, so careers in education sector also has interesting part in it, because first of all, you should be knowing whenever you are getting into an education sector, you are creating the lives of some individual, which is valuable, that individual is valuable to the society. So you are playing a major role in developing an individual. So someone wrote, it is interesting. It is, but I used to think it is boring when I was studying. Yeah, because teachers, books, who wants to study? No one wants to study. Like, it's quite boring sometimes we feel, but it is. But when you get inside in the sector, that when you do the job, you will feel, yes, it is something different. So today I'll be telling you what all different types of careers you can pursue in education, but mostly I'll be focusing on one new type of new career functions which is coming up in the sector now. So let's go. Why should you choose education sector? Why? People think, like, even when I was a student, I used to think, no, I'll go and work in the corporate because something different. All this time I was studying from my childhood till I finished my graduation and post graduation. Then I was with the education sector always, so I wanted to have something different. But yes, just understand why. education sector. Why should I get inside that sector? First of all, while giving education, you are helping the community to develop an individual to give value to the community, and as a result, it adds value to the industries. It whenever any student is educated from a college, if he or she goes and work in the industry, it produces or it acts in the development of the country. So directly or indirectly, you are helping in development of the country. Plus, I can assure you, because all these years, most of the time I have worked in education sector, and I get along with the corporate sector also because of my job. I've seen the work-life balance is the maximum here in this sector. First of all, that is one. Second thing, this job is very, very stable. You have seen due to COVID, how many sectors have totally gone into losses and they are closing down. Businesses are closing down. So this particular sector, you know that it cannot close because education is must for every individual. So this particular sector will not shut down for sure. So this is very stable job for you. So now let me tell you what are the different functions in education sector you will find. Now, if I start with the process, different types of work which happens in any college or any schools. First of all, it is totally process oriented. Lots of operations are going on. Lots of operations going on, then only your classes are happening, you are able to participate in different activities. So this is the properly totally process oriented. Then lots of analysis is going on to change something, to bring some changes in the curriculum, in the way of teaching, so that it becomes interesting and it is up to the level of today's need. Then services, all of you know that it is a service oriented sector. You are helping the society. Then technology. Without technology, none of the sector can work today. So technology also plays a major role in this particular sector. Then comes to creativity. All of you knows education sector is the place where you can develop into your creativity. Whatever creativity you have, you can develop on that. Then observation, as I said, analysis. You can combine observation and analysis. This is the department where they do the observation, they see what is happening all around, and they want to implement that into the curriculum or into the system so that it becomes more vibrant, more knowledgeable, and you understand the process. You are going at par with the all atmosphere, or you can say surroundings. Then research, all of you know that this is the place where the research takes place. So lots of research goes on, like professors do research, students do research. So research oriented, this is a very vibrant field in the education sector. Now, results. With results, I never meant that your mark sheets or when after the exam result. No, this result is something how the sector is doing. Is it going into profit? Because this sector is also a business. This is also a business where how many students are taking admissions, how good the quality of the students coming out. So this is a production unit going on. So what is the result of that particular sector? So this is a department which takes care of how it is doing, this particular institute is doing. And people, yes, teachers, professors, these are all people oriented. They are talking to you and they are implementing the or giving you the knowledge all throughout the day. Then financials. Do you think that without finance control, is there any sector can survive? No. So finances, to maintain the finances, to take care of the finances, there is a accounts department in the educational sector, which is run by the accounts people. Okay. So now we'll go into detail, little bit of detail, what each functions does. Now, as I tell, like process, which other department is process oriented? Like you have seen library, books issuing, giving, and then taking it back, or people going, studying there, taking, maintaining the process there. Then program coordinators, your class scheduling, your exam scheduling, these are all different types of activity scheduling. Program coordinator does that. Then school managers takes care of all the activities taking place in the school or colleges. Then analysis, as I said, this is the field where lots of experiment, lots of analysis goes on so that it can bring value to the education. Here, educational analyst, you will find the role as, then you will find the business analyst also comes now, because as I said, it is also a business. So they see which type of education or which type of subject should we bring to the curriculum so that it gives more admissions. Then services, yes, teachers, counselors give services to the society. Then technology, yes. Without technology, can we work? No. There is an IT department who takes care of this. So there are IT professionals who are working in this particular department. I'll be talking about all these in details in the later part. Then creativity, yes, like art, music, dance, teachers, writing. So these are the creativity. These teachers are there who are giving you that knowledge, and you are excelling in that. Then observation and analysis, as I said, so these are the analyst work who does that. Then research are the work of, like, professors does that, or the students even do that research. So there is a many of the educational institute, you will find a department or cell where the research takes place quite vibrantly. Then result, is the business, is the institute doing good? Is it producing good quality student in the market? Or is it having a good feedback from the society? First of all, they see that, and then how much admissions or how much revenue this particular institute can generate. So this is the result, or which is taken care by mostly the CEO and the marketing head or the marketing managers. And people, as I said, teachers, professors, lecturers, trainers, these are all people oriented. This function is people oriented. So whoever would like to talk to the people, they can take this as a profession. Financial, as I said, finances are required. Finances has to be maintained by some department, and that is the function of this particular department, accounts department, and accounts department takes care of that. Okay, so let's go to, okay, I just wanted to ask you, what is the main thing you see when anyone talks about educational sector? You can write it down. What is the main material you see in your mind? It comes, just flashes. Just write it down so that I'll be knowing I'm going in the correct path or not. Okay, schools infrastructure, good. And anything else? Whenever anyone talks about school, only schools infrastructure, nothing else? So nice. You can just go and play. Classrooms, okay. Any other thing, please? Quality of teaching. Okay, very good. Discipline. Do you like discipline? Okay, that means you don't like discipline. That's why you are writing. Okay, then it still did not come. I'm still guessing. Canteen. Oh, so I'm analyzing now the what the students like in the sector. So we will implement now. I'll tell my college. Students, okay. Any other thing? Everyone is telling some interesting thing you are seeing, but something very, very interesting. Like every time, even your parents tell you, just go. You have to do something good. Results. How will you get the results? What material will give you the result? Exams. No. Later. Paper. But how will you write answers? Books. Yes. This is what I was talking about. Books. I always used to think whenever in the dream also I see the books. Like, yes, such fat books or thin books. I used to take usually the thin books and so that I can complete and I'll be relaxed. So yes, today I'll be talking about a very interesting career in education sector which deals with learning material. Learning material. If it is interesting, then all of you would like to learn, isn't it? Yes or no? If the books are interesting, if the learning material is interesting, will you like to read? Will you like to take that knowledge?
Definitely.
Definitely no. Yes. So let's. So learning materials plays a major role in your knowledge acquiring. When you acquire knowledge, if the learning material is interesting, you feel like touching that book or touching that. Say maybe it is on the mobile or it is electronically given, but if it is interesting, you feel like. Okay, so now today I'll be talking about a very interesting career, instructional designer. You won't believe I have been working all these years, but this is the career which I'm seeing very recently coming up, and it is doing great. It is doing great because I was amazed by their work. When I saw their work, really it was potential, and I thought, yes, that should be implemented in the curriculum. So instructional design, what it does it mean? See, instructional design means when I'm instructing you, what is the design should be there so that it becomes attractive, appealing, so that you feel like studying. So is the process of analysis. In instructional design is the process of analysis of learning needs and goals and the development of the delivery system to meet those needs. Suppose I am developing a learning material for science. How can what is the analysis? What are this requirement of the surrounding now? What exactly the market needs now? And what is the students needs now? What is their knowledge? What are their requirements? So all this many things we come to know, then we know what you have to develop, and then we develop a learning material for that particular group. So an instructional designer is responsible for planning and preparing the overall instructional program, and that will be given to the clients. Clients means the students, or it can go to the corporates also. So purpose of instructional designer is what he or she should be doing is to identify the skills, knowledge of the target crowd, and even the attitude of the target crowd, and what is the gaps between what is given now, what you have, and what you should be getting it, so that that gaps closes and you get the complete knowledge of that particular subject. So, and that becomes with interest only. Otherwise, you will not learn. So next is what exactly, what is the workflow, what exactly the designer does. That is, first, for him or her, a target group is given. Target group, it can be 5th standard students, or it can be for the 10th standard, or it can be for the 12th standard, or it can be for some industries also. The target group is given to the designer. Then the designer does the research on that target group, like it sees what is the requirement needed, what is required in the current scenario, and then they do the analysis on the target group. They do lots of research goes on, lots of survey goes on, and then they analyze, yes, they require this particular knowledge to close the gap. So then they start designing the material. Designing is just like, all of you must be seeing movies, isn't it? So when you see movie, you know how it gets created. Someone is there at the back. First of all, it comes with a writer, script writer. All of you must have heard about script writer. What is their job? Their job is to write down the story, and even from one set to another also they describe it properly, like what has to be done. So this designer also writes the script for the material, writes the script for the material. They are actually the script writer for your material designing. So they design the material first, they then they give it for development with, because it is related to the e-learning, so it gets developed by the technology, like what platform it should be used, and then what videos should be added, what that also get instructed by the designer, and then what graphics to be put. So this development goes on to make it more attractive, nice to the eyes. Okay, so this designing goes on, design and development goes on. Then that is not the end. After doing this, any designer would like to assess their whatever they are produced, is it serving the purpose or not. So after doing adjustment, after getting the feedback, they may evolve with something new, or if it is satisfying the need, they may say, okay, this material is ready, it is gone, it is gone, it goes for delivery to the wherever the clients is. Okay, so this is the workflow of a designer. I hope it is clear. Is it clear? Because you have to know this workflow, otherwise you won't understand.
Yeah, very interesting, Seema. In fact, you've touched on very important points over here. I mean,
Yeah.
while you said it's a very noble profession, it's a dynamic career, and there's a tremendous growth path over here, and people are using all the cognitive abilities in this profession. Everything from
Yes.
creativity to everything is being used over here. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I think you carry on.
Yeah, Vidula. So now we'll see what exactly is the requirement to get inside this profession. Now, what is the qualification required? First thing, I'm telling you, this is the qualification. Yes, you need the certificate to get the job. Bachelor's degree in instructional design, and the further you can go as a master degree in instructional design. But here I would like to say, as this particular career is coming up, it's very new, very few colleges are giving. Mostly it is particular instructional design. If you want to excel in, there are few colleges who are giving this, but it need not be that you have to take only bachelor's degree in instructional design. You can even take some creative uh, option in your bachelor's degree, like mass communication, or you can take literature, where your skills grow, your creative skills grow. Because I told you main thing what? analyzing that, and then going forward with designing. Main work is designing. So your creative skills should be really, really good. So
Seema, now
if you,
one
yeah,
student has been asking about the salary structure also.
I'll
I
be
think you
talking
need to cover
about,
that.
I'll be talking about,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, thank you.
So, so mass, this instructional design, then, but if you suppose you did not do your graduation or masters in it, there's nothing to worry about. There are lots of certificate programs which you can do later if you're really interested in that, and then you can get into instructional designer. And mainly any company or any organization needs your creativity. First thing they'll see you're creative. They'll make you write. They'll give you some situation and tell you write. This is, and give you the paper, or they give you the computers, and then you write on the story. So that's how the selection process goes on in this particular field. What are the career advancement? See, I would always like to come to a salary little later part, because salary comes later. When you focus on money, your interest gets dropped down. Like, you should be loving your job. When you love your job, you will get the money. I personally experienced that. I grown from the teacher to a career service manager now, and I have seen which I love, I get the money. So this, first you focus on whether you like it or not. So after working for in the field for some years in this particular field, you can become an instructional technologist. Suppose you're good in technology, you can get inside that. You can become technologist, and you can design different materials, and you can set up your own business, and you can become that. Then training and development manager. Yes, it is. You can work as a training and development manager, or as a trainer, to train the teachers who will be using this learning material, or you can go inside a corporate, you can train the trainers there who will be giving this material, or they will be implementing this material to their subjects or to their employees. So you can become a training development manager, and even you can train the recent joinees or the new joinees of who are joining as an instructional designer. So you can take as a role of trainer also. Then curriculum director. You all have seen that CBSE, ICSE, they follow certain curriculum, isn't it? Who is behind that? There is a curriculum department and a big department going on, and they try to implement certain new things, and they want to bring certain new curriculum to the system. So this, and you can become the director of the curriculum or curriculum director, that is the head position of the curriculum department. Then instructional design consultant, if you want to run your own, you can go and give your consultation to different uh, uh, clients wherever there's a requirement of developing the design material. Now, what are the skills required? First thing, all of you now see these skills are there in me. Can I go forward with this particular skills which I have? Can I go forward and take this as my career? First, you have to be very analytical. You have to analyze your target group, what exactly the requirement. Then only you can take. Your analytical skills should be really good. Visualization. That is the greatest skill of this. You have to visualize your, suppose an assignment is given to you. This assignment will be beneficial to my target group. My fifth standard student, I am 30 years old. I have to think in their lines that my fifth standard students, will they be beneficial? Will they get any benefits? What they will be liking? If I put this, they will be liking this. If I put this, they'll be liking this. So you have to go to their level, visualize how it is working, and then you design Your designing skill, thinking about their mentality, not your mentality. So you have to visualize, maybe you have to go back to your past and think, yes, when I was small, I used to think like this. This would have been very great. Or you have to analyze the crowd which is going on around now in your surrounding. So designing skills should be really great. Then creativity, as I said, you have to create a story. If your story is not interesting, no one will like it. No one. So you have gone to the movies. You go to the movies, isn't it? And some movies, you are glued for 3 hours in a movie hall. But some movies, you feel like leaving it after the interval or before that also. You have seen that. If the storyline is not good, you are not feeling interested to that particular thing, you leave the hall and go. Whether you have paid already, but still you leave. Isn't it? It happens or not? So your creative skills should be at the maximum. Problem solving, yes, this is you are creating some material for someone else. Certainly, whatever is their requirement, there will be some gaps maybe. So you have to solve that to make it very like you should be. It should solve the purpose. Otherwise, it has no value. So lots of problems or lots of obstacles will be coming. You have to solve those. Then focused, you have to be totally focused on your goal. What exactly is the requirement? What is the job given? And I have to reach that, and I have to reach it very, very nicely, creatively, or in a structure like it is like a story building. Then observation, it has to be good, otherwise you cannot put that into your creativity also. Open to learning, this is must. In fact, I was talking to one of the instructional designer. He told me this is the point, this is the skill. Any developer or any designer should be having this. They should be open to learning. Whatever he studied at his time had become obsolete today. So lots of changes are happening because it is e-learning. First of all, technology is changing. Which platform the students will be using? First of all, you have to see that. And then what exactly is the requirement? So you have to keep yourself open to learning every moment. So you cannot just say, okay, I have done masters. I don't have to. No, you have to go on learning on different aspects. Then you have to be innovative. Of course, it has to be different, then only people would like to be. It should not be the similar like whatever others have developed. So it has to be innovative, something different. You have to have an attention to detail. You have to be very meticulous, otherwise no. Then it is a full team job. Don't you think it's a team job? It is a team job because alone you cannot develop one material. If you have to develop one chapter of one science one chapter, you require 10 people under that to develop that. So you have to work in a team. Now someone has asked me what is the salary and all that. So I'll talk about this. What is the future of instructional designer? What do you think? What type of future will be? I'll go back now. What type of future is it? Is it a good future? You are seeing good future in this, or you said, okay, it is just like normal? I would like to get some answers. I think people are sleepy still. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but then you actually touched upon very important points. Skill required, what you mentioned are really important. And I think with the implementation of NEP 2020, National Education Policy, which is there in India today, I see tremendous opportunities in this. So it's a
Okay.
great career to start off, and the entire education system is getting revamped in India. So a lot of opportunities in India itself.
Yeah. So education system is revamped and it has gone inside the villages also. The education system has gone with the help of technology. So it is going inside not only classroom. So now you can think of what is the future of this designers. Like you are developing e-learning material which is going to the mass. So you are creating, like, no, it is due to advancement of the technology, you are reaching to the mass, and there is lots of requirement in the future also. You have seen that classroom learning is slowly shifting to virtual learning. And today, from March onwards, people are sitting in the house. Today also, I'm presenting a webinar which should have been in the classroom. I would have come to the hall and delivered that. That is more very interactive, of course. But situation is like that, we cannot. And classrooms cannot be closed, or classes cannot be shut down. The education has to be implemented. The classes have to go on. So now people are learning sitting in the house. You have seen all the students, even you have done, you are doing that every day. You are sitting in front of the laptop or mobile and switching on your learning. So if suppose you think that that particular material is not appealing to you, not interesting, will you feel like? And I have seen people who what they do, exactly the students, because I've seen that they mute, first of all, it is muted, and secondly, they switch off their videos also, and then they start doing something else. Teachers is going on giving the lecture. So you don't feel like sitting there. That appeal is not there. So that's the reason, if you design something really good, it is hot cake, like it is will be sold just like that. So the future is very bright for this particular profession. Plus salary, very handsome paid, because first of all, I said, told you, very few people are there in this profession. So there is a lots of requirement. You are seeing that e-learning is gone everywhere. So naturally, there are lots of designers required. So people are, the industries need people to develop the e-learning system. So it very nicely paid, much better than the other profession in the education sector, much better. I cannot give you the exact figures because different institutes pays in different ranges. So if you do this and if you have the skills, you will be paid handsome. So that much I can give you the assurance, in fact. Now, are you adding value to the society? Okay, you earn good, you are doing good, you like your subject, but are you adding value? Do you think, can you add value to this? Yes, you are creating a great impact in the society if you develop a nice material and it is going to the mass population of India or worldwide. I'm not talking about only India. When it is e-learning, it goes all throughout the world, throughout the globe. So your e-learning material is going all throughout the world. So you are helping the full world to get educated, to get bigger population, to acquire knowledge. They are like, if your material is really good, they'll sit and you can get this, like you can get this learning material anywhere. Like you are traveling on the bus, you can just open your mobile and you can just sit and learn. And or you can go, suppose you are sitting in the house, of course you can. Then next is, suppose you are in some villages where there is, like, you don't have the classrooms or anything. So you are there and you are getting the information. So lots of information you are getting sitting at your comfort zone, and it is very entertaining. If it is entertaining, people will be glued to your whatever you want to give to the people. Then inspiration, yes, it creates a lots of inspiration to go ahead in this particular, like students gets inspired by different material. So make that material in such a way that students or anyone who is reading that, they feel like doing it. So that inspiration you are creating in the mass, then of course you are helping in imparting education. And that is the main need of any country.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, Midul.
Seema, just a second. There's somebody else joining us.
Yeah.
We have Yasmin Pesona joining us. She's a student alumni of Dheya, and she is managing Rustomjee International School in Jalgaon. So, Yasmin, are you there? Hello? Hello? Uh, well, I think you carry on. I think she will join in.
Maybe
I'm,
this is okay,
yeah,
no problem, no issues. Okay,
yeah.
so next is
Hello?
what type of work you can do, what different modes of work you can, because you have to earn money, isn't it? When you are doing a job or you are doing any work, you have to. So different modes of work are there. You can be taken as a taking this as a profession. So as you can do a job where you will be paid by the employer, you will be salaried, or later part, usually this, I'm just telling you, it is my experience, like whenever you start your own business, you should be having a proper practical exposure also. So always better to start in somewhere where you learn the practicality, and then people start their own business. And when they become confident on that, they start their own business. They develop the learning material and give it to the different requirement, different clients. So they produce the learning material and then give. You can set up your own business also, and you can go in bigger platform too. You can start your own business where you can employ lots of people under, and who will be the instructional designer, where you can train them and develop the material and then give it to your clients. So you can become a big entrepreneur too, because this is the field very new coming and lots of innovation is happening. So you can become an entrepreneur and you will add value to the society, because you will generate lots of employment through that. Then self-employed, you can become a self-employed, you can become a consultant. You can become a consultant where you give your consultancy to different people who requires the knowledge of how to implement this learning material. Now, like see, I'm just showing you two women picture. It is not that I just wanted, because there is not it is not very old profession, so I cannot say they have they are very famous personalities, they are coming up. But two businesswomen who have started their own learning material development center, like Pooja Jha. She is a founder and director of Young Learning, and they're developing the learning material. And they are producing for different schools, different colleges. So they are doing that. Even in USA, Ms. Chava, she has started her own uh, institute where she is producing the learning material for the students. So these are different. You can, that's what I said, you can become a instructional designer and then you can set up your own business too. So you can understand what is the importance, what is the value is coming up for this particular profession. Now, okay, now let me ask you, how many of you are really encouraged to join or take this as a career? How many of you feel like joining? Yes, something new? Do you feel like yes or no? Are you creative first of all?
Shalini Garg.
She
has
said
raised her
yes.
hand. Yeah.
Guria said yes. Yes, these people
Yeah.
like
So
that. Yeah.
majority of them would want to maybe.
Yes. So see, these people, if you like to know more about this particular thing, you can connect on me with me in the LinkedIn, or I can, suppose you raise some question, I can ask directly to Pooja Jha, or I can ask even Chair Shava, because they are in my connection. Even I have people who are working in Dubai in the college whom I know, and the person is working in the medical college, and he is developing the e-learning material for the medical students. And what he was saying, it is just to make people know that medical education is also going to go virtual. You can understand how it will be. So lots of simulation will happen, and even the operation and all, it will be looking like real. So that is the development happening in this particular sector. Yes, yes, Yasmin, please. Yasmin has joined, Vidula.
Hi, yeah.
Hi, Yasmin.
Good
Yeah.
morning.
Can't see a complete. Yasmin, welcome. And I think I'll introduce you again. You were not around. Yasmin Pesuna is a Dheya student alumni. She is managing Rustumji International School, Jalgaon. Welcome, Yasmin. And you want to say anything else? You want to add to it?
Sorry, am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't catch you.
Yes, Yasmin.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, you want to anything else? Yeah. Want to add anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you so much for the introduction.
Hello. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Seema, carry on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harini is saying, please share your LinkedIn profile.
And then
So I think you can
I
do that
went
later.
there, so I'll give it to you, or it is there in my profile, which I shared in this career in education. If you go down, you'll find my profile with the LinkedIn address.
Okay, fine.
So I'll be sharing at the end, maybe. Okay. So let me go to the next slide.
Yeah, sure.
Somewhere it is not working to careers in education. Yasmin, I think you have put the slide. I
No,
should be
actually,
given
I
the
am not
control.
sharing anything.
Yeah.
It's not working. Mine is not working.
No, actually, I am not sharing.
It is yours. It is yours.
Yeah, this is my slide, but I am not sharing it.
So who is sharing? Manisha?
Yeah. You can't move it ahead, is it?
So, I cannot
actually,
do anything.
It's just going ahead,
Totally,
not going behind.
totally, the control has gone.
I'll just check with her. You can continue.
Okay. So I'll without the slide, I have to continue now. Education now. Education, keep that careers in education. Yes, keep that. I'll speak. So careers in education. Previously I told you that they are having lots of functions, different functions. Now we'll start with how a person takes now jobs in education sector. Now, when you get inside any institute, where you do go first? It's not working. Not working. Okay, now overview of other career options. First of all, you go to admission department, isn't it? You go and meet the admission counselor, and they tell you about different courses, and then you join that school or college. First is the admission department. There, lots of people work like admission counselor, marketing head, marketing managers, marketing executives, and it is headed by the head of marketing, because this is the place where you are taking the admission, you are creating the business of the particular organization. So here, mostly the education required for this particular department, mostly they take a master's, of course, and MBA, mostly because you are into creation of business. So mostly focus is goes on MBA marketing. Now, program office. Program office does the all operational work like your classroom scheduling, your exam scheduling, and your result publishing. All this goes with the program office. This operation requires, somehow I'm not having the control. Anyway, so a program office, this is like academic coordinator does all this arrangements, like they schedule the classes, they talk to the faculties, and they coordinate all the process of the college. Then registrar is the place where your examination papers comes out, and then the results are generated, and then you get the marks sheet or you get certificates to the registrar. So this is the work of a program office. So for this, usually they take, again, depends on what profile or what section you are working. Suppose you are working for science department or of the college, then the academic coordinator, they usually take from that background. But again, they require again a master's degree, most of the places. Then accounts. Finances has to be maintained in your house also. When to run a house, your mother maintains the finances or your father maintains the finances of the house. Similarly, any organization without finances, they cannot run. So that is the work of the accounts department of any organization, and specifically in education sector, it is called accounts department, where accountant works account, and it is headed by the head of accounts, and who takes care of the money flow, like your fees. You give your fees, where it goes to the accounts department. They see how much is the revenue generated. Then administration, how it goes, all the operation, how it is running, how a school or college is running, it is taken care by the CEO or the principal or the dean. And HR takes care of the internal process to hire new people and all the internal system and how to take or keep the employee engaged. So HR also takes care of the administration part. Then library is the place where you get lots of learning material, and that is the work of the librarian, who does lots of process, giving books, taking books, maintaining the data, and maintaining the books in the proper shelf. These are, again, for becoming a librarian also, you have to have a proper education. You just cannot become a librarian. You cannot. First of all, your love for books should be there. Then that skill is there, that love is there, then you can do your library science. You can become a bachelor's of library science, and then you can become a postgraduate of library science. So that's how librarians are taken in any of the schools or colleges. They see that you have that library science background or not. So this is also a science, how to arrange the books, how to keep the book, what is the process to be followed. So this also is a big subject. You can take up this also. I suppose you love reading books and all. Then teaching. All of you know, education sector means teaching. And that's what I used to feel like. Yes, if I go to education, only one field, that is teacher, I can become a teacher. And somehow I never used to like that, because teachers used to scold me and said, no, I never want to become a scolding teacher, strict teacher, or something like that. But I used to like some of the teachers who are really, really lively, and they used to make the class interesting. So teachers plays a major role in the education sector. Major role, but this is not only the profession. All of you know what are the teachers, and certainly they are taken with their qualification in that particular subject so that they can teach in much better way. So teachers, professors, lecturers, trainers, these are the teachers, like they are public oriented, or you can say people oriented, people who loves to talk to the people. So now career services. How many of you have heard about career services? Because maybe you are in the schools and you don't may not have this particular department, but in colleges it is very actively they are working on, and I am the part of career services. At present, I am the part of the career services, and my career journey, Bidula already told that I was a teacher, then I was a trainer in the corporate, and then I came to the career services department of the college. What they do exactly, first of all, they do career counseling of the students who are going ahead for the placement, for the jobs, for the final production. Like, no, you should be the day this particular department makes you ready for the practical environment. What you are going, like when you are going and start earning, how you should be, what is should be your behavior. So personality development training also goes on through this particular department. Then they place the students according to their requirement and place the students in different for different jobs. And it's a very, very important department of any college now. I think people have asked like salaries or what type of jobs I'll be getting. Yes, this is the department which will give you the jobs what you require. So now, who is the head of the corporate relation? Who heads this department's head of corporate relations or manager corporate relations in different organization? It is different designation is given. So, but it is headed by one team. It can be headed by a director corporate relations also. Right? So this is a very important part of a college now. Now, student services. Okay, student services. This particular department comes with the college. Usually, with the college, like lots of students are there, and they lots of issues generated day in and day out. So this student services department takes care of all the issues of students, and they solve it. So we call it as a student counselor. There is a department which is run by maybe 4 or 5 people who takes care of all the students. Whatever the issues goes on, they solve it then and there, and that's how the role of student counselor comes here. Here, if you are in this particular profession, you should be either experienced in dealing with the students, or you should have a degree, proper master's degree in MBA or in psychology, specifically because you are dealing with the students. So specifically, they take the people who are masters in psychology also. No, or education, masters in education also they take, because you are always dealing with the education sector. The student psychology is also trained in that. Then instructional material department.
Yeah, and I think, yeah,
Yeah, Vidula.
and I think today education policy and research is also a very big thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like
So
when you start
that,
to do your MBA, education
yeah,
policy will be a very big thing.
field. Yes, that is actually
Yeah, carry
education
on.
policy and research, which can be taken care by the development team of the organization who develops like what type of research. Even in this instruction material development team, I have written that different names have been given for these departments: curriculum development, or the development group, or the department, where the lots of analysis goes on. What is the requirement? Lots of research goes on here. What should be there in the curriculum so that it becomes very required need of the hour. So lots of changes are happening in this, and this is very, very creative department where lots of activities goes on. So you can become the part of it. And for this, certainly, mostly they are taking people in masters, and if you want to go ahead, you can even the professors are working in this because they are the subject experts. So they have to give their inputs also in this particular department. So they do lots of research and they give their input into this too. So they are also the part. Then information technology, this
So,
plays a major role now. Yeah. Yeah, Vidula.
Seema, you have two questions.
Yeah.
Shaitan is asking you, what is the qualification to become a CEO and what the skill covered it. So maybe you can just touch upon it again.
Yeah, I'll tell you. In this,
So to be a CEO, you have, I mean, to do a master's. Yeah.
to become a CEO,
Yeah.
first of all,
Continue.
you have to be all rounder. First of all, I'm telling you, to become a CEO, that is the head position, you have to be all rounder. You have to be the people person, you have to be result oriented, you have to be the process person, you have to be good in analysis also, you have to be good in observation also. So that is the skills, lots of skills required. And for this, for CEO to become a CEO, specifically they take master's degree. Yeah. Anything, Vidula? Okay, Vidula, you are not audible. Anyway, so the
Yeah.
qualification for to
You
become
have
a
to high view
CEO.
manage everything. One has high view. Yeah.
So I think I made it very clear, to become a
Carry on.
CEO, skill is more required. Skill is more required, and certainly you have to be a postgraduate. Certainly you are heading some team. So postgraduate, even a doctorate, even a PhD people can become a CEO, but they have to have that skill. They have to have that result oriented. It has to give some result. Business should be doing good. Otherwise, you have no value as a CEO. I'm telling you. So your business should be running good. So mostly it is a market oriented, who has the marketing skill, who has that how to reach to the mass, they are the CEOs. Now, I have completed my 12th science, so
There's
can I
another
pursue instructional design?
question. No, there is one more question. Manpreet wants to ask you. He's completed his
Yeah.
12th science. So can he pursue instructional design? So he wants some guidance.
Yeah. It's when you finished with science, first of all, you finished with science and you think that you are a creative person. Why not take in bachelor's in instructional design and you can become, suppose you're not finding a relevant course in your system, you can do some certification and you can do some graduation in mass communication or in literature, so that it will be helping you to develop on your creative skills. So you can go ahead for that, and if you have the interest, please, so you can pursue it as an instructional design. Nothing, no hard and fast rule you have to be an art student. No, if you're science students, if you're creative, you can change your line. Yeah. Then information technology, yes, and this plays a major role now because today everything has become virtual. So without technology, nothing can be working. So this is the major role, and they manage. You are sitting today in the house and listening to this webinar, or classes are running. Who is facilitating this? This is the department who is facilitating things. And to get into this department, you should be having an IT knowledge. You should be having BTech IT or BTech computer science, or and then they take the masters also. It is not that only BTech, but basically you should be a technical graduates for this particular department. Yeah. So now I'm not having the control. Can anyone go to the next slide? I want to. Yeah. Now, see, I have talked
Yeah.
about lots of.
Meanwhile, yeah, Shaitan wants to know master's degree for
Master's
instruction.
degree in.
So is there one master's instructional take up or anyone can get
Yes.
into it?
See, master's degree.
Yeah, instructional design, or anybody can go in. Degree person can.
Yeah, that's what I told you in my previous, when I was talking about the qualification required. If you do master's degree in instructional design, nothing like it. You are the master of that subject. But suppose you are not getting an appropriate subject in your college, wherever you are, you cannot, there are constraints. You can do master's degree in other subjects, like master's degree in mass communication, master's degree in literature, or anything which is a creative field where you see that writing skill is there or the creative skill is there. You can do that master's degree and then do the certification course. At present for India specifically, but abroad it is very vibrantly going on. Now, so after computer engineering, can we take instructional designer? How much time does it take? You can go into, because first of all, after doing computer engineering, you know very well the technology. And if you are creative, you are adding value to that and you can develop on the creative side also. So if you take a certification after that, I think you are very good to go in. I think I answered this question. Manpreet? Yes, you can go in. Yes.
Yeah, they're happy.
Yes, and actually, I have spoken to one of the instructional designer recently who is working in Dubai. As I told you, is working in a medical college. He has done a master's in mass communication, and he loved, and he entered. He started his profession as a script writer in Mumbai, but somehow he shifted to education line, and he is writing the instructional material for the people, and he has come to the level where people are depending on the e-learning material. Okay, so you can take up and then you can shift according to your what you require, what was your love. Then career choice. See, first of all, it is a message from my own side. To choose the career, you should be very vigilant, very careful while choosing a career, because it is your life. So there is a strong link between a career you choose and the purpose in life. The career you choose and the purpose in life should be linked. What exactly you want from your life. If that career matches, that is the vehicle that is taking you towards the purpose. And you will be happy and you will be earning in miss the you cannot think from where the money flows. So that link should be there if your career is serving the purpose. Thank you. Yeah.
There are one or two more questions. Sohan Shetty is asking to completing BBA and MBA, and Milind Mahajan, he's asking for BSc Statistics graduate career options. What are the career options including education? And here I would like to tell them ki, they should actually take up the test, and they should just try and understand what are their aptitudes, interest, and personality, map it to the career, because there are vast options even in education, whether it's teaching or instructional design or on the creative aspect career. They should understand what exactly are their high points and then accordingly select, and I would suggest that they should go in for the test.
Yeah, Vidula, correct. Very correct. Very true. Very true. Because, see, you can change your career, you can change your subject, whatever suppose, but that's why I said career choice is very important. So it should be done very diligently. So if you can go for a test and understand what is your aptitude. Can you go ahead with what profession you can go ahead? Even in education sector, as someone said, BSc statistic graduate, yes, you can, but the thing is, first you should be knowing, do you have that aptitude to get inside, which there are, I told you, there are ample of sectors which you can, ample of functions which you can take in the education sector. So which line will be suitable for you. There are guides available. So you can take that, their help, and get inside. Yes. So I ended my webinar, or I would like to thank all of you. I have no control. So thank you for patient hearing. And if any questions, please put on so that I can answer you, or you can reach me anytime through my LinkedIn, or you can contact Dhea, and they are there to guide you further also. Yeah.
Yeah, Shaitan has one last question. Yeah, what is it, Shaitan? Yeah, you can type. Meanwhile, Yasvin, do you want to add something? Your mic
Yes.
is on mute. Yasvin, your mic is on mute.
Hi, yeah. Am I
Yeah.
audible now?
Yes, very
Yeah,
much.
sure.
Yeah. No issues. Let's see, ma'am. Go ahead. I'll continue with my.
No, I finished. My
No,
thank you has come. Like, you can talk. Like, it is you as a student, and then how is your experience? You can talk about, please.
All right. Hi, everybody. I am Yasveen Varaf Prasanna, and today I will be talking about careers in education. And Ms. Seema has already given you so much of information that I think I'll just be able to add a few pointers through my own personal experience, because all kind of information has already been put across to you. Thank you, Ms. Seema, for that. We'll just take one last question that the student has for you. Definitely. Please go ahead.
Nothing. One last question. Nothing has come. Shelton, can you type it down?
Actually, the question is here. Do you want me to read it? It says, as AI is coming up with the basic school infrastructure, get over what about properties? Will online completely be the future, or both will be integrated?
As AI is coming up, will the basic school infrastructure get over? What about properties? Will online completely be the future, or both will be integrated? See, as I am in the education sector, I can tell you the difference between classroom sessions and this webinars or through the online system. As I told you before, the interaction level is much lesser in if you go online. So now what the system will be, as the AI is also coming up, it will be not completely online. It is, most of the colleges are going into hybrid model. Like, it will be switching, like sometimes online, sometimes offline. Yeah. So our college at present also is going ahead with the hybrid model. So that's what is going to happen. Yeah, Vidula, you are on mute. Vidula, you are on mute. No mention.
We'll have to wind up here because there are other people waiting for the room. Yeah.
Okay.
So they can take the questions offline, and they can take up their career test as well. And thank you so much for such an enlightening session. Thank you, Yasvin. Thank you, Seema. And
Thank you.
all of you
so much.
visitors. Yeah. Yeah. So they can take the questions offline. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Vidula. Thank you, Yasmin, to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, all the participants. Okay. Have a nice day.
Yeah, okay. Like a little pause. झालं. David extra लागेल. होते बाबा स्टुडंट्स क्वेश्चन विचारायला. मला वाटलं सकाळी फोन नसतं. बंद करू?